Howdy, good evening. First, giving God the honor and glory for giving us another day on this earth. It is 10:30, and I don't want to be exercising right now, but I am. So guess what? While I suffer, you're going to suffer with me. Anybody that decides to come on the live and watch or engage, thanks for the thumbs up, whoever you are. Appreciate you. Oh, I had some coffee earlier, but nope, it's not working. And my knee is hurting. My hips are hurting. My lower back is hurting. What a thunder. But I'm here. I did my little at-home physical therapy exercises. Bishop! All right. Sorry about that. I had to go clear the home. Did you guys hear that? I don't know. It sounded like, I don't know what it sounded like a plastic something, something, something. What up, Lee Turner? So I had to go check just to make sure. And my son asleep unless he's doing a really good job of pretending, which he does very well sometimes. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna be on here long because I don't want to be here. I'm gonna be honest, but I was just watching another YouTuber and You know what? A lot of this shit that's on this interweb, let me not talk about nobody. Hey, Love Kumar. How you doing? Yes, hit the like button coming in. Appreciate ya. Um, I said let me not talk about anybody while I'm about to talk about somebody. So you guys know I've been helping my neighbor who is an old man who lost his wife. And yeah, it's just entertainment. That's how you got to look at it. It's just entertainment. But when it gets to a point where it's not even entertaining or knowledgeable, it's like, I'll be sitting there like, what am I watching? Why? Good for you, that one turtle. No, I don't want a disco. Um, I don't even want to be here right now. I ain't even gonna hold you. What happened? So I'm helping him out, right? So, you know, we goes to the bank. We set an appointment to go to the bank today, right? 10 o'clock. He knocks on my door last night at 10. He's got his jacket on. He's ready. And he rings the thing. I go on the app. I say, hey, Mr. Stan, what you need? Are we ready to go to the bank? I said, no, that's tomorrow morning at 10, not tonight. Oh, no. Yeah, it's okay. I'll see you in the morning, okay? He's like, okay. So he goes home. And at that moment, that's when I realized that I was doing the right thing, you know, by helping him because um, I don't know if you guys ever dealt with anybody with dementia or limited cognitive ability. Um, it's really sad to see, you know. So that right there kind of gave me confirmation. You're doing the right thing. Just keep helping him until he's settled and then you can go on about your way. So, anyways, I made some phone calls in the morning regarding his stuff. And we head to the bank. Our whole purpose for going to the bank is to transfer any money from his wife's account into his, right? Close her account. So we got her death certificate, birth certificate, um, small estate affidavit. And so for those of you that don't know, if you live in the state of Virginia, all you have to do is go to your county clerk's office and they'll give you a form called a small estate affidavit. You fill it out, take it to your local notary, and that'll be all you need. That's if the person didn't have a will or a trust or something like that, right? No probate, nothing like that. You can use that in order to access certain things, right? And especially if they don't have anybody listed as the beneficiary. So I was just hoping and praying that she didn't leave anything to her raggedy behind son, the one that abandoned my neighbor. So what happened? So we get there at 10. We made an appointment with one of the people in the back. You know, when you go in the bank, you have the tellers, and then you have the people that have their own office that, you know, I'm a banker. So we got there at 10, maybe 9:59. Mr. Stan slow poked his ass in there, sat down. I sat down, waited. They said, when you come in, just have a seat. The people, whoever you have your appointment with, they'll come and get you. I said, cool. So it's like 10:10, 10:15. We're like, okay, you know, we look at the offices, they're all full. So, hey, Mr. Stan's like, what's going on? I calm down, bro. You know, maybe they're just, you know, running a little behind. They're still finishing. Maybe they're finishing up with that person. Another 30 minutes goes by. In between this time, another guy comes out and he says, hey, if I finish with my people first, then I'll get you next. But your appointment is with him. Mind you, him ain't even came out to say, hey, your appointment is with me. I got you. Right? Just give me, or no explanation whatsoever. So I said, "You're gonna get us if you finish before him?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Bet." So we're sitting, and the whole time I'm thinking, I want him because he seemed like he owned his S, and he at least he came out and said something. So I know this man know more than the one that I'm waiting on. Anyways, he didn't get finished in time, and the guy that was supposed to get us comes out around 10:30, finishing up. He's running to every single desk that's on the outside of the glass offices, printing off forms, stapling forms at another, filing in a whole nother desk. It's like three desks back to back right in this space. And I'm like, I understand that when you get done with a client, you want to file everything, put everything away before you start on the next. But if your next client slash customer has already been waiting 30, 40 minutes past, you need to set that to the side, take care of us, and then you follow that shit later. So he literally spent like another 15 minutes doing whatever, going back to his desk. And I'm just like, I know you. So then he comes and gets us at 10:45. And he says, "Come on now, have a seat in my office." Um, he said, "I just got to do one more thing." I said, "Hey, hey, hey now." Because I'm a jokey, jokey kind of person. I said, "Hey," I said, "now you're not going to leave us in here for another 10, 15, 45 minutes, are you, sir?" And he's like, "No, no, no. I just got to do this one thing and then I'll be right back." Bet. Hey, Lady Di. Yes, Lee Turner, I got the flunky. Hence the title of this video, right? Which I don't remember what the title is. But anyways, what happened? So literally another like 5 minutes goes by and we're sitting in this man's office. Now, mind you, his office is the coldest out of everybody's. Freezing cold. And Mr. Stan's like, "Ooh, it's cold in here." I said, "I know." I said, "Mrs. Stan, it shouldn't be that long. We got all the paperwork. We got everything we need." He said, "I hope so, because I ain't." I said, "I know." Finally, this person comes in and he goes, "Hey, I know you understand you guys want to close an account." We said, "Yes." He goes, "Condolences on your loss." And Mr. Stan's doing something. I said, "Mr. Stan." He said, "Condolences." He said, "Oh, thank you." So I said, "Here's the paperwork that I know you need in order to close that account. Thanks, Lee Turner. Hit the like button." I said, "Here's the paperwork I know you need." I said, "We got our death certificate, birth certificate if you need that, and the affidavit signed and notarized." He said, "Okay, cool." So he takes it. Um, he's clicking, 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 looking up some stuff, clicking, clicking, clicking. This goes on, no lie, for like 30 minutes. He don't say shit. He's just, he goes, "Let me go make a copy of these." He goes, he makes a copy of the forms, comes back, click, 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 makes a phone call. The person on the other end is a woman from another department, I guess transfers or people that close accounts. I don't know. But she's telling him one thing and he telling her another thing. Hey, Jay Walker. And this fool says, "Well, I just did one of these last week and I didn't have these issues." And so he stops, he waits, and he says, "Yes, but I just submitted what was given to me. I submitted what was given to me. So that's what I sent to you. You should be able to get that from, because this is where I sent this before." They go back and forth, no lie, for another 25, 30 minutes. The woman on the other end, guess what? Click. She hung up on his ass. This fool was like, "Hello, hello." So he got somebody else. I was like, yes, hopefully this other person either can walk him through it or she'll just let whatever slide that this other one wasn't having. What up, Mike Nice? I'm retelling my banker story today with my old neighbor who we trying to hook him up and help him out. So he gets on the phone with another person. It's another woman, and he says, "Oh, I think I talked to you. Um, I think I spoke with you last week. You were the one that helped me. I'm on the system, and it don't look the same." Well, no, he's using better vernacular than me. He's speaking very professional. By the way, this gentleman is dressed to the nines, groomed very well, fresh haircut, nice frames, jacket, whatever y'all call them, tips, pointy tip shoes, leather, nice. He makes sure he looks good when he comes to work. He just don't know his fucking job. I digress. He's on the phone with this one, and he's trying to tell her, I submitted the forms. Can you see it from this email that I sent the forms to? She's like, no, you're gonna have to send it to me. He just forwards whatever he had in the system to her. She's like, I don't know what to do with this. He's like, well, I just submitted what. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if you just did this last week and everything went through, why aren't you submitting only what the company requires? He's submitting everything I gave him, even though it wasn't necessary. And I think that's where the other lady was like, why are you sending me this? Because we don't need all this to transfer in the closing account. Wing tips, there you go. But this is what I'm thinking. But I don't want to interject and tell him how to do his job because I ain't no banker. I don't know nothing about that, right? So he's going back and forth with the lady. He's telling her what he sent. And I'm kind of chiming in a little bit, but I'm speaking low. And I'm like, yes. I said, I also have the real estate affidavit that shows he's the sole heir, you know, if that'll help. And I said, I saw the copies that he had made that he scanned, right? I pulled out the original and I said, did you scan the back? I said, there's a back to this page where the seal from the county says it's good. Did you? He goes, ma'am, I'm gonna put you on hold. I said, I'll take that. He had to rescan it because he didn't bother to look on the back to see that it was a certified. I said, you guys, no lie. At this point, hey, Derek, we were in his office at the 2-hour mark. I've literally bought cars that took less time than the time we were in that office. What up, Start? I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, I gotta subscribe because I was thinking about you the other day. How are you doing? I hope all is well. So what happened? And I'm sorry, I'm all over the place with the story and I am out of breath. And this is a mini rant. But it really just goes to show how people's pride and ego will be their downfall. Because I'm going to tell you what happens in the middle of that. We're in his office at the 2-hour mark at this point, right? We've been in the bank at the 2-hour mark, in his office for like at least an hour and 15 minutes, right? He comes back. He said, I'll be right back. He goes outside. He comes back 5 minutes later and he says, by chance, when you guys were sitting out there, was that gentleman in the blue shirt in the building? And I looked, but I didn't want to be all obvious. I'm like, that guy standing right there that looks a little perplexed? Yeah. I said, no. I said, by the time we came, he goes, what time were you pulled back? I'm thinking, you should know this and you should be keeping track. Anyways, I said, it was about 10:38 was the last time I looked at my watch, but then you brought us back a couple minutes after that. And I don't remember him being out there. I said, is there something we should be aware of? He said, no, I'm just I got a lot going on and I don't want to be unprofessional. I said, okay. He said, excuse me one more minute. So instead of him going out there apologizing and just admitting that you're behind on all of your clients because you were late with the first one, you're late with us. This guy had an appointment at 11 and at this time it's already like 12:30. So this guy is livid. Like, I don't blame him. So while he's out there, Mr. Stan's looking at me like, we need to blow this joint. I don't know what is about to happen. I said, I know that's right, Mr. Stan, but let's be patient. Let's give him a little bit, give him a little bit more chance. He comes back. He uploads the documents the right way, calls the lady back. Now, mind you, he still had the lady on hold. He's talking to the lady. He's telling her, hey, the screen looks different than the one that I did last week. What am I doing wrong? And I'm thinking at this point, I've already stepped outside twice because I needed to warm up and I needed to, because I had already scrolled on YouTube. It wasn't nothing else to do at this point. Nothing was interesting me but getting out. Mr. Stan talking about he hungry, he cold, he getting mad. And Mr. Stan turned to me, he said, this buddy don't know what he's doing, do he? I said, he's incompetent as fuck. So he comes back in. We still letting him do his stuck dizzle. And the whole time my head is just down like this and I'm rubbing it and I'm getting tense and I'm getting frustrated. And I'm thinking, well, maybe he'll see our body language and that'll, I said, you know what? I said, Mr. Stan, let's go to the teller, get your money out since you finally got paid, and then we'll come back in here and finish this. And hopefully by the time we come back. So we go out there, they got lollipops sitting up there. Mr. Stan just, we grabbing lollipops, popping them in our mouth, chewing. We hungry, okay? So Mr. Stan starts laughing. His mood comes up because, he got a little sugar in him now. We chatting with the tellers because we know one of them. He always helps us out, but he was on lunch break. So anyways, Mr. Stan get a little money and we go back in there and we sit down. At this point, mind you, we got there at 10. At this point, it's now 12:50. I said, now I know you lying. I said in my head, I said, I'm gonna give this man 15 more minutes. Mind you, throughout all of this, he's not updating us on what's going on. He's not telling us what the problem is. He's not asking nobody for help. He burdening the lady on the other line. So I'm like, you really just practicing with us. Like this is a training session for you, and we the guinea pigs today. Oh, okay. So 1:15 came and he put the lady on hold. I said, Mr. Wilson. Oops, I shouldn't have said his name. Y'all don't know what bank and you don't know what city. So I said, sir, with all due respect, I have an appointment at 2. Mr. Stan is cold. He hungry. He's hypoglycemic. I was putting a 10 on a 2, okay? I said, respectfully, we're going to have to schedule again. What up, Andy Santiago? He was overwhelmed, Lee. He had to be. I said, but the thing is, he did keep his composure the whole time. He was like, even with the lady that hung up on him, even with our frustration, he was still just, he kept the even keel. And I think that's one of his saving graces. But I said, with all due, I said, Mr. Stan, stand up, because it take him a while to get up. So I stood up. I said, with all due respect, we gonna have to reschedule and we gonna come back so that you can do this. Whatever else you still got to do, you got the documents. Do you want to make a copy of his ID card before we go? He said no, but let me get my supervisor first just to explain because I'm at the very end. I said, and I know you are. I said, but honestly, I don't have another 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes to wait for you to finish. I said, we've been here since 10. This is 1:15. He said, okay, let me go get my she was a branch manager, sister. She came and she said, is everything okay? Um, I said, can we talk in the hall? I said, it's freezing here. I said, can we? She said, come into my office. It's warmer here. I said, cool. I said, with all due respect, ma'am, I said, no offense, but we gotta go. Like, we've been here since 10." She goes, "I know." She said, "Wilson, what stage are you at? Because what can we can do is when they come back, we can just pick up where you left off." He said, "I'm at the cashing the check stage. I'm at the cashing the check stage." She said, "Well, that's just the cashing the check stage. That's the very, very end. It shouldn't take less than 5 minutes." I said, "If 5 minutes is all you have at this point," I said, "I am so sorry. I cannot do this any longer." I said, "If it's only gonna take five," I said, "we gonna sit here, we gonna stay in your office. We gonna stay right here. We not going back in there." She said, "Okay." She gets behind the computer with him. Print check, print check. I said, "I know you fucking." I said, "I know you lying." So he was mad and frustrated because he's like, "There's just a lot going on, and I'm looking bad because I'm behind on my clients, but I had to make sure that you were taken care of, and then the person before you were taken care of." And I'm like, "I know, Wilson. I get it. I understand. It's tough. It's not easy." And Mr. Stan was like, "It's all right, pal. You'll be all right." But let me tell you how good God is. Hey, Lauren, LC, aka Lolo. He got two checks, and one of them was for more than some of us make in a year. I was like, "Yes." I said, "Mr. Stan, you got money now." He's like, "I know." And he sat in the car. He held that envelope and he said, "This is the most money I've ever gotten." I said, "You mean at one time?" He said, "Yes, at one time." He started crying. I was like, "Oh, Mr. Stan." I said, "You deserve it." I said, "You deserve it." Um, and he said, "You know what?" He said, "If we'd have been sitting there for all that time and he printed out a check for just $100, he said, I would have knocked the dog shit out of him." I was thinking to myself, not before me, not before me. I'd have got to his ass first. All that time for just a measly $100 check. Don't play with me. So it was all worth it. And I had to tell Mr. Stan while he was sitting there getting mad and frustrated. I said, you ever heard that saying, nothing worth having comes easy? Yep. I said, I think this is it. I said, there's a reason. There is a reason for everything. So we're going to be patient and we just going to trust that what we think is in there, and you're going to be blessed. So I'm just happy. God is good at the end of the day. It was a good deed, but I tell you, like, and y'all know I got a bad back. So going through all the emotions of frustration and anxiety, not knowing if things are going to work out, and then looking at this incompetent fool, I was exhausted. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. And I literally had to meet with somebody 30 minutes after I brought him back home for an additional 2.5 hours. So I was over it. And then I started my new class tonight. And this teacher looked like she don't play. And in her introduction, she talking about, in this course, you gonna learn about team collaborations. I said, oh, screw me. If it's one thing I hate, y'all, is team building, teamwork assignments. I can just let me do it if it could be 15 pages, I will do it myself. I don't want to have to collaborate with nobody who probably lives in Japan. And then if they stuff ain't right, or if I just, because every time we do these team collaborations at my school, we have to rate each other. And and that's like an actual assignment. Like, well, how did such and such pull their weight, or what was their strength during these assignments? And it's just like, I lie every time. I'm never gonna throw my classmates under the bus. Never. You could be horrible. We could have done your assignments for you. I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm gonna just say some generic, and if we have to rate you on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give you like an 8 or something like that. But other than that, no, I'll never throw my because you just never know. And I know that people go through stuff, and I know that I haven't always been the best you know, teammate on assignment. So life happens. And I've seen people do really, really well in other classes. And then in other classes, they weren't able to pull their weights, all the way. So it's like, well, you went above and beyond on that last class. So I'm going to give you some slack on this one. So, you just got to look out for people at the end of the day. Right on. How's your schooling going, Lauren? Mo, we don't want to see you on any dash cam. I know that's right. That would be hilarious. I'm really afraid for the time when I run across the dash cam of one of my old superiors because he took his life. And he was like one of my best mentors. One of my best mentors. I mentioned him in my memoir, but yeah, he was got surrounded and he ended up taking his own life. So um and the allegations were very heinous, you know. So I feel like that video is gonna come across my feed at some point. There's been a couple of times where certain things have come across my feed of people that I personally know, and I was like, oh. So yeah, but I don't ever want to be that. Sure don't. And I keep thinking about that too, honestly. Like I be thinking of certain situations where I with strength restrain myself. Um, and I just think about everything that I have to lose if I were to get arrested or if I did something stupid. Um, and then I think about, well, when would be a good time to crash out on somebody? And I was like, would it be when my son graduates and he's out of the house? Or when can I officially just crash out on them? Like, and there really isn't a good time. Turns out, not if I, don't want to lose my little pension. So I have to do it I gotta let God fight, a lot of these battles. And every day I have a chance to prove that I'm better, getting better, at my emotional regulation. That's right, Lee Turner. He says there's never a good time. What about if your man don't want to go to the grocery store or Walmart and pick up your feminine supplies? Is that a good time to crash out? But yeah, the whole premise for me telling that story really was just to celebrate a little bit about, how far we've come with my neighbor and how we're getting everything taken care of and how everything is just lining up. It's a lot of work in between, but it's all going to be worth it in the end. So that I'm happy about. Um, and then also, if you're one of those people that he says, nope, I'll bring you the wrong items on purpose. What up, Blade? What up, Pinball? Um, when you're doing something and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, just ask for help. Like he was going to look incompetent either way, whether he asked for help and got us out of there quicker, or whether he took his sweet time playing in our face on that damn computer just for 2 hours. Who's El Presidente? Pinball, if you need help, if you struggling, ask for help, especially in a professional setting. That's all I'm saying. Because if I was anybody else, or if this was like 2 or 3 years ago, oh, it would have been bad. Like, I wouldn't have made a scene, but he would have been very uncomfortable. And I would have been writing all kind of letters, and me and the branch manager would have had a talking to, but I didn't mention anything about his conduct or anything. I just said, "Ma'am, I can't stay any longer. We have to go." But ask for help. Quit wasting people's time. That's my whole point. That's it. All right, I'm at 290 calories burned. I think that's enough. I probably burned about a good 45 calories doing my back stuff. Yeah. Um, and I'm at 52 minutes. Ooh, that's bad. Only 293 calories at 52 minutes. That means I didn't really put in. At 52 minutes, I should at least be at 400 calories. So I don't know. What'd you guys have for dinner tonight? I was lazy. We did turkey burgers last night. And today, because I had all that stuff going on, and then somebody came over so us could do some paperwork, um, we didn't get done till like 6:30. So I just popped some frozen shrimp in the air fryer. I made him some carrots and some cornbread, and that was his dinner, and I don't feel bad about it at all. You can go another hour, Mo. Why are you doing this to me? Lee Turner? Why? Why? If I do, I'll sleep good. Boiled chicken and collard greens. I hope that's broiled. You broiled it, right? Not boiled. Ooh, Blade has sushi. That sounds good. I ain't had good sushi in a minute. I had the grocery store sushi a couple weeks ago. Oh. So once you boil it, are you boiling it in seasoned water? Are you pulling it apart and adding it? Are you doing something with the chicken? I mean, I'm just imagining boiled chicken because when I was 7 and we moved to Hayward, California, my mom, me, and my sister, she was taking a break from my daddy. So we moved in with her godmother, May Ruffin. May, God rest her soul, that was the meanest, besides Gwen. Gwen is a lady that we had to stay with too for a while. Me and my sister, she was mean. But Gwen she wasn't as mean as May Ruffin. My mom was working, and May Ruffin would tear us up. And this is where we learned about the switch. No lie. Yes, the black folks in California beats that ass too. May Ruffin, for those y'all don't know, Hayward is in Northern California, okay? It's close to Oakland, all that. And May Ruffin would go outside, get that switch. One time she made me go get my own switch. Lady die. Octopus? From where? That sounds fancy. I'll never try it though. Seasoned water. What up, Coach Chells? I season before and after. And then what, Lee? You just plop it on the plate with seasoned water. I'm trying to. Were they dumped? I don't. Never mind. I'm asking. I'm thinking too much into it. Got to shred it and add some seasoning and a light dressing. That sounds good. I want to know where Lady Diana had this octopus. I know she ain't buying octopus and bringing it to the house. Yes, Blade. Oh, the switch. Okay. Yep. She said, listen, Chelsea slumming it over here. She said, my numero uno homeboy ain't on the beach tonight, so I'ma just deal with Mo because she here. We just she like third, fourth place choice. My other people ain't live. Such and such ain't live. My number one ain't live. Screw it. I'll just go to Mo's. See what she talked about for a minute. Listen, I appreciate you. I ain't too proud. Octopus is dope. I know, Lee Turner. You probably had bear too, and zebra, and everything else at the zoo, huh? Chelsea, did you see that Blockbuster trade today? I seen somebody post about it. Mailman sport to mail post. What's his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. He posted. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I guess I'm loading a video on it right now. Uploading. YouTube knows I got a thing for you. Stop, Derek. So, anyways, May Ruffin and that boiled chicken. So listen, May Ruffin would boil chicken, right? She would boil. It don't matter. She got a whole chicken, chopped it up, threw it in a pot of water, and she would plop that shit on our plates. And you know the skin on a chicken, how it's like bumpy. You know, like if you don't barbecue it or fry it, the skin is just fat sitting on top. And she would sit that nasty on our plates, and we would have to eat it all, fat and all. If we didn't eat it all, she whooping the hands. So one day, I thought I was smarter than May Ruffin, but let me tell you something. Demonic people know. They always know. It's like their senses tell them they can sniff out the bullshit. So what I did was she went to her room. I looked at my sister. My sister looked at me. Now my sister was always a little thicker than me. I was always a little skinny, scrawny. And then when I got older, I was the fat one. But anyways, my sister, she would eat it because she didn't want to get her hands beat. Plus, she was hungry. So May Ruffin left. And I said, ooh, it's my chance. She had an old cereal box in the trash. I took the chicken. It was a drum with the fat on it. And I stuffed it in that cereal box all the way down, closed the cereal box, pushed it down. I should have just left it out. Now that I'm recapping, I planned it all wrong. I did it all wrong. But my plan was foiled. What up, Sarah? She comes in the kitchen. Me and my sister sitting there, and I'm just looking like, do. I'm done. I'm done too. What made her go to the trash can? Well, maybe because there was no bone left on my plate. Ooh, I'm stupid. Ooh, you stupid Mo. Ooh, you dumb. Ooh, you dumb as hell. She's like, now I know the child didn't eat the bone. That witch went to that damn trash can straight to the box. I was like, was she watching me the whole time? Pulled it out. She set it back on my plate. You're going to eat this. I stayed at that table until maybe midnight. Just the chewing of the fat and then swallowing it and it having those bumps on it. You know how when you get boost bumps? That's what it looks like. And she commenced to tell me to go outside and get my own switch. She said, go on outside. That she had a big old tree in front of her yard. Go ahead and get a switch and come on back. I'm looking for the skinniest, smallest branch, the thinnest, flimsiest shit. She said, no. Try again. Go get another one. She was mean. How can I describe May Ruffin? May Ruffin, peanut butter complexion, Just imagine Harriet Tubman, but a little lighter. She looked like that. You know Harriet didn't play in that underground. This was May Ruffin. Went back, got another switch a little bit bigger. She was like, this'll do. She tore my ass up. I'll never forget. Never forget. And she made me eat that shit. I couldn't wait for my mama to get home. But by the time my mama got home, the welts had gone away. So I didn't even have nothing to show my mama. I was like, damn. I said, we gotta leave. We can't do this no more. May Ruffin, that bitch. She got me. She got me. She got us a couple times, but I ain't even gonna lie, we was bad. My sister had lit she killed one of her goldfish, fed her too much goldfish food. We got an ass whooping for that. And then me and my sister was playing, y'all know them old heaters that used to be up against the wall that are long and there's a pilot underneath. She had one of them. So what we did was we had got some sticks. She had like this little box of like sticks. I guess they were toothpicks, I think. And we would lay on the floor and stick that little stick up there, let it catch fire, and then bring it out and be playing with it and blow it out. Well, my dumbass sister made the mistake of pulling it out and she accidentally dropped it. And there was a black mark on the carpet about as big as our palm. I was like, oh, we done. So we kind of deserve the mass whoopings. But other than that, May Ruffin, she wasn't nice at all. I made it. What up, Cree? Cause you bad, whatever, Dushan Webb. Eating cold chicken fat wasn't enough. Exactly. She was the devil. I ain't even gonna lie. May rest in peace, May Ruffin, but I couldn't wait till we left. We didn't stay there long. We probably lived with her for about 6 months. And then next thing I know, my daddy then drove all the way up from San Diego in his gold Cadillac. And I was like, my daddy's here. Yes. Ooh. So I think he stayed the night. And the next day, packed up, on our way back to Dago. I was like, yes, my family is back. But ain't no telling what my mama did or my daddy did. Because they both was cheaters. I'll have to tell y'all about that later. Or maybe not. Not you backtracking where you went wrong with your dinner crimes. Exactly. I just now realized that. Ain't that shit? I am 47 years old, just now realizing we're all fucked up. Chelsea says, my dad made me do that. If you picked one skinny, 10 times was worse. Yeah, buddy. Wait, go back to thicker. I need to. I need to be thick in certain areas. Eating cold chicken. Yeah, exactly. No, not the spanking slash whooping. Lady Di, she got me. Ooh, she got me. She got me good. May Ruffin was mean. I don't even whip my son like that. But he be hiding my belt. Oh, I got him on Friday though. I had to. I had to. Y'all just don't know I had to. I had no choice. Little bit, little pyro, little, yeah. BB, oh, broken blade. I was like, is that Bougie Barb? No, it's BB. Like, I wasn't bad. I was good. I know you didn't hear me. I didn't want you to. Because I tried not to talk too bad about. What up, Christian Fairchild? I know, too damn old. No, it's never free Bishop. That fool is always doing something stupid. This is correct, Derek Gaines. I don't. And to be honest, I never did. I never did. You got to move on, my brother. Yeah. Um, yeah, I gotta be cognizant of, what I say about family and friends. I was there was this lady that I was starting to like, and I just came across her last YouTube video, and she was talking cash money about her son. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about their own child in such a horrible way. I mean, she was like, "I should have aborted you. I wish I never had you." She was like, and she does skits. So I was like, "Well, is this a skit or is this for real?" No, it was for real. She was like, "Y'all just don't know my son. He's a demon. He's a da da da." Da." And I'm like, "Well, who is your son?" And so as she starts talking about all of the things her son has done, I was like, "Who do sound like a badass little kid? Like, he sounded ungrateful as." But I still couldn't get over the fact that she said, that she wish she would have never had. Because it's like you can't go from "I should have aborted that mother" to "but to God be the glory," like all in the same. And I'm like, yo, the people, people are losing it. Well, it's always your fault, Cree Cree. You know that, baby. Raise them babies on your own. Lee Turner, you got that right. Derek. Cree Cree Court, no. Yes. And I'd always, I mean, she was funny. She had good, she got like over 300,000 subscribers. Like, she's got a lot of people on Facebook and on YouTube, apparently. Um, and I've been watching some of her skits and her lives where she just sitting down talking. She has good stories, and she's just very charismatic like that. But I found her son's page, and the stuff that her son said she did, I was like, whoa. So it's kind of hard for me to like see her in a different, you know, in the way that I did when I first saw her. And now they both could be lying, but the things that her son said, I could believe it. Because then I went back and I'm looking at some stuff and I was like, that nigga telling the truth. You weren't like, oh man, just stuff you would never think a mother would ever say or do to their child in public and even in private. Just the most egregious things. And I know our parents aren't perfect, but damn, yeah, I don't even know. It's kind of like even with like Alicia Keys, like anytime Alicia Keys comes on the radio, I turn it. I can't because all of her songs were about empowering women. And so for her to do what she did to a married woman, that just really made me look at her like, dang, like all this empowerment stuff. Did you really? I don't know. So it's really hard for me to, and I try to separate the person from the music. I really do, like with R. Kelly and like I try to separate, but sometimes I just can't. And I don't know what that says about me, but um Latrice Allen, that's her name, Latrice Allen. Her channel is called One Chosen something something. I know she don't think she's chosen. But it's something, but if you type in Latrice Allen, then her channel will come up. And she's always wearing a moo or some short shorts or something like that. Um, but very charismatic, very funny, um, just a really good content creator. But the stuff that her son was saying about her, wow. I don't know. I don't understand how people can say those type of things, and even like in public, like it's enough to even say it to your kid. Um, and he said, I grew up with my mama calling me a bee, a demon, and just, so I just find it weird when people bring that to the internet like that. Um, y'all, I've been on level 5 this whole time. That's why I ain't burnt no calories, because I'm over here chilling like lazy. Lazy. Lady Di says, that sounds cold blooded, her own son. Geez, he must be a bad dude to say something like that. Yeah. Alicia off keys. No, I think Alicia's a good singer. Great pianist. I think she's a good singer. Yeah, it did. I mean, and I wasn't even on the hate train like, we need to cancel her. I was still trying to give it a chance, but when Girl on Fire came out, I was like, I know you lying. I know you lying. Mm-mm. We don't do that. I just felt some kind of way. And I mean, I know people who have, married people who was still married. The wife was blindsided, or they may were going through their issues, but they were still living together and trying to work it out. And then next thing you know, my friend is with him, and now they married and got kids. And so, I mean, you know, things happen. It just, it ain't, it just ain't right. Okay. It ain't right. I don't give a damn how you slice it. Hey, Blinky Minky, what it do? How are you? I'm tired and irritated, okay? And I don't want to be on this damn thing. You see, I keep stopping. I'm at 391. Alicia Keys slept with Swiss Beats while he was still married. And Mashonda ain't had no idea. I think she was pregnant too. But have y'all heard Alicia Keys' son play the piano? That boy is oh my God. I think he sounds better than her. He is amazing. I'm like, she must have been training him since he was like 2 or 3, because that boy can play. I don't think I agree with the separate the art from the artist argument. If the artist created that art, it's a piece of them. I don't think they can be separated. Yeah, because it's part of them, right? And it's like they built their brand off of their artistry and what they created. And part of her mantra was empowering women. Like all of her songs were about love and empowering women. And to go to do that, it was just really hard for me to separate it. But some people can. But I think those that can don't really believe what it is that they were being accused of, like R. Kelly. Like a lot of people feel like those women were willing participants. Therefore, you can settle in your spirit. Like they wanted it, they knew what they were doing. He's just a freak. It is what it is. And they rocking with him, and they can still play his music. But for me, when I was 22 years old, living in the dorms, and I saw the video of him peeing on that girl, I couldn't listen to R. Kelly after that. I'm not even gonna lie. And I had just discovered TP2.com. That was my album. Every single song I loved. And I could listen to the whole album. Remember back in the day when you could listen to a whole CD? You might skip one. And the sixth track was always that banging track. Number 6 was always the best track on the whole thing. I love TP2.com. And then I seen that video, and I just couldn't do it no more. This is before the videos and the tapes and all that came out. You know, it was hard to separate it because I saw it for my own, you know. But like Mike, all of the allegations came out from him. I didn't believe he was guilty. So therefore, it was easy for me to still rock his music because I was on his side, and I felt in my heart of hearts that he didn't do that. So I think we can separate it when we feel like that person isn't guilty of whatever it is that, that they were accused of. You glistening though. Derek, cover your eyes. I'm getting a little sweaty. Not as much as I normally do. I can't turn away. I ain't showing no muffins. Like the lady underneath you. I can see you not being able to turn away if my muffins was exposed. But they managed to stay together damn near 20 years. So live, well, maybe it wasn't. Huh? What you trying to say, Creepy? Yeah, it's been that long. It's been that long. Yeah, they've been together forever. Yeah, so it's like when they've been together that forever and they seem happy, it's like was that meant to be? And it's like either way, it's already done. The damage is done. I just hope that they ask God for forgiveness. You know, um, and that way they can live happily ever after. But sometimes people don't feel no shame in what they do. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Cody. I appreciate you, baby. Their son is mad. Yes, I saw a clip of him playing the piano. I was mind blown. Blinky Minky says, "Oh, Alicia is a cheater, huh? So is Tiger Woods. I call him Cheetah Woods. Yup, yup. And all his mistresses look the same. That's the crazy part." Derek says, "Lee Turner, Mo is my Mission Impossible." Listen, don't look at me as a challenge, please. Okay, I got a little energy, but it's waning. Yeah, when you starting your only feet, girl. What was it called? Feet fling or feet? What was it called? You just got to be careful of any certain demands. If they want you to do all kind of things like put your feet behind your head, uh, and pour things on your feet, when it starts to get a little freaky, you got to tell them no. You got to tell them no. I was like, maybe it was meant. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm on this day. I know they want us to look ignorant. When we type the stuff in, that spell check's supposed to kick in, but it do the opposite. Never too late, Derek. Never too late. Never too late. Never too late. Never too late. Creaky only feet is called my left foot. Put your toe in some coleslaw. Oh, the white boys will come. Get you some coleslaw or some potato salad with some raisins and just let your feet play in it. I can see you making big money. Big money. Especially if you got pretty feet. You must have pretty feet. I got Flintstone feet. Okay. They might be done, but I got my daddy's feet and my daddy's hands and my daddy's hair. Okay. Everything from my daddy. My sister, on the other hand, smooth legs, hardly any hair, long, dainty fingernails. She did have that one toe that was bigger than this toe that stuck out. So I was like, gotcha, bitch. But yeah. What has five toes, but it's not your foot? My foot. Blinky minky. I don't get it. What has five toes, but it's not your foot? Am I slow, y'all? Not the raisins. Black people like coleslaw too. Don't stereotype. Why it gotta be the white girl to tell us that black people like the coleslaw? I was about to say, you don't like us to say the N-word, but I'm black, so I can say that shit. I need the niggas in the chat that like coleslaw to tell me you like coleslaw. I don't need a snow bunny telling me that black people like coleslaw. Where the black people at that like coleslaw? I'll wait. I don't hear shit. Ooh, I'll eat coleslaw if I seen it prepared. And if I seen it prepared, I'll eat it. Why else will I eat coleslaw? I got to be starving, and like you know how sometimes when you know you haven't eaten vegetables in a while and your body is like craving vegetables, right? Like when my son is sick, like if he's got a cold or he's just sick, he don't eat like no meat, no carbs. He'll tear up vegetables. That's all he'll eat. But that's the only like if I'm hungry and my body is like, no, you need to eat this cabbage because whatever is in it, you like that's the only, but it's really rare. I've had coleslaw. My grandfather did a coleslaw that was red. Well, it wasn't coleslaw. It was more like a seafood salad, but he had the imitation crab. He would shred it, pull it all the shredded, so it's like little lines, little shredded pieces with this red dressing with um green cabbage, purple cabbage, and this dressing, and that was the bomb. But it's the creamy that gets me. Like I like Caesar dressing and I like tartar sauce. But if it's warm, I can't do it. If the coleslaw, because I could go to a barbecue spot, they give it to you, and if I pull it up and the sauce from the coleslaw kind of lingers, like if it don't drip, but it's just kind of like you pull it and it's like I can't do it. Because my mind goes, and then I don't really. I seen that movie called what's that movie called, y'all? Y'all know what movie I'm talking about with them in that restaurant. Looked like they was in a TG Fridays or Applebee's, but it was called something else. Okay, Derek Gaines said he liked coleslaw, but guess what? Derek Gaines don't count. He don't count. Yeah, he don't count, coach. Sorry. Coleslaw is dope. I make mines by scratch. Shut up, Lee Turner. Do you eat anybody else's coleslaw? Creepy says, stop fantasizing about her feet, Derek. Yeah, there's different types of slaw. Yeah. Lee put chitlins in his slaw. Yeah, buddy. That's another way, coleslaw on the burger. So here, I'm in Virginia, and there's this barbecue place that we ordered from that I didn't think was good at all, right? So when I went back to place the order because everybody in the group decided that's what we want, I said, okay. So I went, placed a huge catering order, and the guy told me, he said, just so you know, this is Carolina barbecue. You know, it's different than like Texas barbecue, da da da. I'm like, yeah, that's what the people want. So I'm gonna just order whatever. So we got coleslaw on the side, and so the pulled pork, they took the buns, or the we got what do we do? The Hawaiian roll. So they sliced the Hawaiian roll, put the pulled pork, and put the coleslaw on top of that, and ate it like that. And I think I've seen that before, especially like on those dine and dive shows that they do that with the coleslaw. But like I said, I'm not a coleslaw type of person, so I'm not throwing it on nothing and eating it if I didn't see it prepared. I can't do it. Like I just can't. I can go to one of these chain places like Mission Barbecue and get coleslaw, and it would just have to be a cold day in hell before I eat it, you know. But okay, we got two and a half, two and a possible in the chat. I think Lee Turner just saying that because he just want to get under my skin, but it's okay. It's okay. Blinky Minky says, I come to figure out why cows have hooves. It's because they lactose. Get it? They lack toes. Ah. Oh, shit. Thanks for taking care of that, Blade. Creek grilled chitlins and coleslaw. Dip your feet in some Cool Whip. See, and that's when it starts to get a little too romantical and we're doing too much. I would suggest if you do it, just plain feet. Don't do nothing fancy. Cause once you start, you're gonna have to keep it up, and you're gonna have to, and they're gonna be asking you to do more weird and weird. So just feet. Just put the, you can fancy it up and like, do something with the toes or something. But other than that, just every time you paint them a different color, then post a new pic. But in whipped cream and all, I wouldn't do it because it's gonna turn into something else. You know how people like to take it real far. Mm-mm. Waiting, yes. Ah, I seen the movie. If y'all ain't seen Waiting, oh my god. Did y'all hear about the lady that just got caught at a McDonald's doing stuff to the food? One of the coworkers caught it on tape. I didn't watch the video because I didn't want to hear the details. I just didn't want to. And that McDonald's has lost like people refuse to go there. I think they have to shut it down because people refuse to go there so much because of what came out about this woman and what she was doing to the food. She don't work there anymore, of course. I think she got charged, which she should have. They need to throw her ass under the jail. But even though she no longer works there, they're like, nope, people are not going. Barbecue with slaw. If you like warm coleslaw, go to jail. That's a crime. I'm not, Derek. You know I love you, but damn. KFC coleslaw tastes lousy in my opinion. Yeah, of course. It's KFC. KFC don't do nothing right. I'm sorry, especially the one over here. I tried it for the first time since I lived out here and I had the worst experience. No, I had it twice. I've been out here 7 years. I've had it twice. My mom used to love their honey barbecue wings. Oh, she loved them little honey barbecue wings. Give me a 6-piece of honey barbecue wings. She would tear them things up. So I was like, "Ooh, they got honey barbecue wings. Let me see." Horrible. And then I went again to the most ratchet KFC ever. I think everybody in there was high or something. And then I come back in to bring my food. What you guys think I seen? A big sign that says, "No refunds allowed. We will remake your order." I said, "Because y'all know y'all foul. Because everybody and their mama keep coming back in to get their stuff. They just say, screw it. It's so bad. I don't even want." The fries were hard and like everything was just janky. And I'm like, you actively have a line of people. Why is this food stale? And they gave me the wrong food. I was like, this can't be right. And I said, at this point, I don't even want you to make it over because it's going to be ratchet. Just give me a refund. What do I see? A big sign that says no refunds. I said, y'all slick. So, of course, I got on in my Karen mode. This KFC sucks. Oh, you make your own? That's good. Yeah, you got to. Yeah, it depends on who made it. I went to that thing. I told y'all I went to the thing last week, and I was like, "Who made? Oh, he did. Okay, gotcha." Ooh, oxtail soup. That sounds amazing, Kawasaki. Derek knows how to take it up a notch. Of course, yeah. Hit that like button, y'all. Appreciate ya. Getting off here. It's about to be midnight. Who do I think I am? Cree Cree? Going till 2 and 3 in the morning. I ain't got it in me. I wanted to react to, I was gonna go and sign up on my laptop and do some StreamYard, but my homework assignment took too much out of me and I knew I still had to exercise. So I was like, screw it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow I have a meeting and I promised Mr. Stan that I would take him to deposit that money. I need him to deposit that, yeah, before he lose it or set it on fire or something. So we got to do that tomorrow morning. So I don't know when I'll be able to go live, but There's two Pop the Balloons that I wanna review because that should be funny. But one of them, I don't think Creek reviewed this one. It was about a guy. It was a woman panel. It was a Kicking It with Too Cold, which is my favorite one. I like to watch that one, and I like to watch the Cinematic Bams one. And this one was Kicking It with Too Cold, I think. And all of them in, I was like, "Ooh, I'm moving to Charlotte." Them men knew what they want. They were just all so mature. But it was weird because of the contrast between the women and the men. And it was really interesting to see how much a lot of women really don't fucking listen. Like, if a person says this and you interpret it completely, it's like, were you not listening to weird? And then I started to think, are most of us, like, I know they say women are from Mars, men are from Venus, or however it is. There's a book about it by I can't remember. I read it years ago. But do we really be speaking two different languages that much to where, now mind you, a couple of them were in their 20s and the men were in their late 30s, maybe some were in their 40s. But the questions they would ask the women, or even the statements that they would make, the women would interpret it completely different than what the man actually meant. And I'm listening and I'm like, I wish I had an example. We're gonna have to review it and then we can dissect it then. But I was really mind blown as to how people can say one thing and just, and then the other one that I wanted to review, this girl was drunk as hell. And it was really interesting to see the men that didn't pop their balloon and why. And I didn't finish watching it because I want to review it with you guys so that we can react to it because I want to see who she ends up with. But that one's just funny. And I want to watch that with y'all. So if I have time tomorrow, which is a Tuesday, um I'm going to pop up. Chelsea Lynn says, Mo, this was a debate between me and D Money. I went through my entire contact list finding all the black people who like Ghost Lodges. I did that to my ex one time. We had a bet going. He said something. I said, no, that's not true. And I was like, yo, I'm a disprove you. I went around my work asking everybody I knew this one question. And 95% of the people answered in the way that I thought. And I told him that. And he was just like, whatever. But I was just doing it to prove a point to me that you ain't as smart as you think you are. Yeah, that movie is disgusting. That was in Massachusetts. Oh, where the lady was doing that? Mm-mm-mm. Oh, it was bad. I didn't watch the thing. I can only imagine it had to be that bad for her co-worker to dime her out like that and to turn her in. It had to be bad. If you put Cool Whip on your toes, can the big toe get diabetes? Derek Latrell Gaines. Is that your middle name, Derek? Blinky says, my young relative said to me the other day that she don't eat McDonald's anymore because all the missing kids go into the burgers. I'm pissed myself laughing. There's those conspiracies about that. Because you know all those big corporations and Epstein and all that, all them conglomerates, all that shit is connected. Cree said corn's never that. Never that. Blocking. I managed to get off a little early tonight. That's good. Oh, last night. Yeah. Yeah, because when I went back to rewatch your thing, you didn't have anybody up on the stream with you, right? I don't think anybody was up. So, um, yeah, and then I looked at the time and I was like, oh yeah, Creepy wasn't on very long. I wonder what Prince Bud's story is. Prince Bud's stories turns into like fantasies. They don't really be stories. It'd be really just like shit he want to do. Like, bucket list type. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this ain't really a story. You just confessing right now. Lee says, did you see the people coming out the sewer in New York treasure hunting? No, but I saw a article title that said, yeah, people were coming out of the New York sewer. So I was just thinking that maybe ICE had found some immigrants or something down there. I didn't know they were down there. So they down there on purpose? Interesting. I'm gonna have to click on that article. Why y'all fighting in the chat? We are hard headed. We are. We gonna talk about it because I was like, even when I was in my 20s, um I was still able to separate, I think, for the most part, what I was hearing versus what I wanted to hear, you know? Um, and then, of course, being defensive and sensitive sometimes, yeah, I heard what I wanted to hear. I would pick up subtle things, but these men were pretty much, for the most part, straightforward and direct. Oh, and that's one thing one woman has said, you just seem a little aggressive, a little hostile. And he was like, no, I'm just telling you what I think and how I operate. Like, there's nothing aggressive about what I'm saying. I'm just, and I've had that issue too before because I'm a very direct person. I'm not the type of person to sit on the phone and talk about the weather and shit like that. Like, if you're calling me or am I calling you, I get right to what we doing, like what's the purpose for this call type, very, I need this. This is this. Can you? Can you not? Let's go. Okay, thanks. Bye. Type. So a lot of people don't like that. You know what I mean? So they view it as aggressive. I mean, tone has a lot to do with it, of course, but he was all man. BB, I know how to piss Derek off. I ain't worried about it. You know how to push his buttons. What up, Donovan? Hey, Donovan. Um, I appreciate you so much. Donovan, you guys make sure you check out his channel, DX Files, Donovan Sadiq, the Black Yul Brenner, aka the Recovering Democrat. He has a channel. And he stays in these politicians' ass. But anyways, Donovan has raised over $30,000 towards veteran homelessness. So shout out to Donovan for all of his hard work. He is a retired Air Force pilot, and he's the man. But anyways, Donovan, you are part of the reason why I've been helping my neighbor with his stuff, because he is a veteran, Army vet, um, and his wife died, and he needs a lot of help with a lot of things because his mental decline is really bad. So that is one of the reasons why I really look out for him. And I use that vet status for everything. I'm like, listen, we got to get him because he's a vet. He did this, he did that, that. Mind you, he only served 3 years, but it don't matter. He signed his line on that dotted line when he was 17 years old, and he served in the Army. So I just got to take him to the VA, to the benefits area, to see what we can get done, because he hasn't been to the doctor in I don't know how long. He needs his medicine. It's just a lot, but we got a big chunk of what we needed for him squared away. Praise God. So, um, me using him as a vet status, it works. You pull on people's heartstrings and all kind of stuff, and especially here in Virginia, you tell them, "Oh, he's a vet." Oh, okay, okay, okay. They make a little extra concessions. Hey, John, how you doing? Ooh, who timed you out? This is why I vibe with you too, Chelsea Land. Oh, okay. She's like, I don't know his name. We just be making up names, huh? Mm-hmm. What about the movie Scream, where the butler guy stuffed the turkey with his little hand? No, not that hand, the other little hand. Yes. Oh, that's that Scream parody one. Yeah, that finger. Remember, he was mixing it. Oh, just nasty. All the missing kids doesn't matter. All those illegal kids that they can't account for. Yeah, it was panel free and no meat panel. Ah, okay. Yeah, I heard those conspiracies. However, I'm in Australia, and well, I wouldn't be surprised if I was happening somewhere. I put nothing past nobody. Y'all see all these scientists coming up gone 12, and then I posted about the 13th one tonight. She was a lab scientist, and they got her on video walking down the street from her job. She left the facility. She's walking down the street with a backpack, and that was the last time they saw her. She left her purse and her cell phone at her house, and the cell phone had been reset to manufacturer setting, I guess, to try to get rid of anything that's on there, which they could still pull it from the cloud. Anything you do on there, they can figure it out. The FBI got ways, but I hope they go through her phone and see what it is. Um, but this is not a coincidence, people. There's a lot of shady shit going on in the world. And at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about it on an individual level, but just protect ourselves. I was watching a video of a person playing that Omegle or Omogle or something like that, where you have to sit there and it scans your whole face. And then you have another person that I guess you're like battling with. And so whoever's face can stand still or get captured, the scan perfectly wins. And you just keep battling against each other. So the whole time it's scanning your jawline, your facial structure. And I'm like, are we not seeing that this is a setup? Like, these people are basically scanning your likeness. Like, do you know what they could do with, like, people are so stupid, you know? This is like going on that website because you want to see people talking about their men. So you punch in, you upload your ID card, your social security, all your information in order to get access to this thing. And now they got, I don't understand, what are people aren't thinking. I think people are, let me shut up. He said he gonna shave her feet. It's usually just the big toe. Okay. Sometimes I got a little big toe. It be like that. Right. Enough small talk. What do you want? What can I do for you? You ain't talking about nothing. Get off my phone. I can't do the phone. Yes. Well done, Donovan. Yes. He is the man. He is the man. We vets have to take care of our own. These civilians ain't gonna. You damn right they not. You damn right they not. Because it took the adult family services months to even come out. I had to keep calling and calling. I was like, yo, where y'all at? I need this and this and this. And then I learned you got to do your own research and then you tell them what you need. And then, but they not going to just offer a budget. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you a little bit, but you got to be like, well, I know I need this. How can I get this? And then you mention it. And then, like they're going to take care of his past due electric bill. That's like $1,000. Yeah. So, but you got to ask. They not going to volunteer. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Donovan, drop your link in the chat, Donovan. DX, if you guys, if you're a mod, just click on it, and you can see it. Cree got hairy feet like Bigfoot. That is funny. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate you. That was very sweet. Yeah, Donovan, I was trying to figure out a way to add to it, but I know you were doing it through working and stuff. So It wasn't like an open thing where you were accepting donations. He literally earned that money, you know, for him to give back. So I know he's gonna do uh the right thing just because he has integrity. Finally got my super got through. Oh, were you trying before and it wouldn't work? Don't overdraft in your account. We don't listen. I don't want you spending all your social security on me. Okay? You keep your SSI. We need it in this economy, baby. Chelsea, she do. Mike Nice says, Creek Creek, click on his name. She can now that she's moderated. She couldn't before. If you're not a mod, Mike Nice, if you didn't know that, you can't just click on somebody's name and it'll go to their channel. But if you're a moderator and you click in there a mod, then it'll pop up. So she should be able to now. Blinky says powerful people like Bill Gates and other globalists be extremely corrupt, and I'm suspicious of him and others like Zuckerberg. All of them. They first of all, they all look weird. Like, do you ever just look at some of these people and just the look on their faces, like, and it could just be like sleep deprivation. I don't know, but they all have this weird, and I'm not gonna say it's sinister. It's just alien, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they all do. It's strange. There you go. Thanks, Chelsea, for posting that. Mike, I'm not a mod, so that won't work for me. Yeah, it should now. Well, how come you not? Oh, okay, you are now. There you go. You're not obligated to do nothing creakery. I know sometimes people get modded and they're like, well, at least this is how I feel. I know sometimes I just be, just be running my mouth in the chat and people are like, ooh, she talked too much. Let me make her a mod. I'd be like, dang, I might not come back to this channel and you made me a mod. I ain't even subscribed. But don't feel obligated to come here just because you're mod. I literally just clicked because you know you the homie. You made me a mod. I made you a mod. You here and you be acting like you feel bad when you miss my life. So I'm like, let me just make you a mod. But you're not obligated to, how people be, you know, mod need to do this. I'm not that. I don't give a if you come to the channel, you do. If you don't, it's fine. I like it when you do. I appreciate it when you do, but I don't want you to feel any kind of way. Yeah, use your face for a humanoid robot and you disappear. They done got all your specs and everything. They can take your face and put it on somebody else. They can make a whole movie with the likeness of your face. And next thing you know, 10 years from now, you watching a movie and they got you on there. And you're like, yo, that kind of looked like me when I was 22. I mean, I'm sorry. All kind of people might be committing crimes up there and they're taking the facial structure of all of the people that they done scanned on here and put it on that face on for that specific video, maybe in a whole nother country, so that whoever's really committing the crime can get away because it looked like the dummy that was on the YouTube or on the Omegaly. I mean, weird. Crickery, I'm just making up for Sunday night. I didn't tell anyone you beat your I just did. Blaze says making a game or a meme out of compromising yourself. Yep. Yep. The link works if not on mobile device, must be used from the computer. His link should work. YouTube DX, but yeah, that's him. Donovan Sadiq is his name. Chels, I got it. Blade, go watch Kikri's live from Sunday. She talks about she can't send her husband to the store because he's afraid of getting, he ain't afraid, he just getting the wrong stuff on purpose. So she said, nah, just do it. You just sub. Thank you for subbing to Donovan. He's a recovering Democrat now, and he talks a lot about politics, but he talks a lot about just our state as blacks in America. Very good information. Whatever, Derek. Is from too much plastic surgery. What is? What's from too much plastic surgery? What was you talking about? He's Derek, you about to get I'm gonna time you out, Derek. The alien look on their face is that they lack human emotion, is what I think, especially Bill Gates. That's probably it. Like they probably are so far um disconnected to the human race. And I'm not even gonna say like, oh, the lower and middle upper class, like they're so rich that they can't relate. I think they can't even relate to just being human because they're so consumed with science, technology, and money. And whatever it takes to get whatever it is that they trying to build, they can't consider what humans are going through. So they have to be separated. Like they can't even be able to relate to us on just a human level in order to be doing these things like these whole data centers taking over cities and taking up all the water. You got people in these cities that have to lower their own water count because the data centers needed to cool the machines. And just imagine all of the frequencies and the gamma waves and whatever else is in the air in your city. Like we got one coming here, from what I understand. And I was looking for a petition to say no, but it looks like it might be on the way out here in this part of Virginia. So I got to do some research again to see. I need to make it to my city council member meeting. That's one thing that Donovan always talks about, is not really being involved in our communities and not doing anything at the local level, at least being informed. Because at your city council meetings, they do give people the opportunity to speak grievances or questions and stuff like that, typically before or after whatever it is they're talking about. So it's important if you care about where you live, enough, which I need to do. I just I'll be lazy and I don't be prioritizing it, honestly. But I try to stay informed about at least what's going on. The alien look on their face. Yeah. She says, I love you. I know you do. I'm not not yet, Derek. Not that. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I got you though. You just subscribed to Donovan too. Thank you guys. Oh no! Don't use the H word. That's too strong. It's time for bed. Have a great evening. Me too, Lee. You see me tired. It's already midnight. You have a great night too. Thank you for coming by, darling. Lee Turner, what do you look like? I want to see what you look like. I'm intrigued. Blinky says, I've considered all that shit that you mentioned with stealing someone's face, and all of a sudden you wanted man by Interpol. Exactly. Somebody over in Russia committing crimes and you over here in Compton just minding your damn business, but they thinking you over there, just they got your face over there. And then they track your ass all the way in South Central and you like, no, I wasn't in Moscow 2 months ago. Like, mm-mm. Who was that? 3 a.m. What up, 3 a.m.? Hope all is well. Blinky says, greedy data center people, greedy bass. They are. They ain't no good at all. They're going to drive up the water rates. Just think about everything that it's going to affect, because it has to take up so much land. It's going to push people out, number one. And people can't afford to move and, get another place. You leave from there, you may not get your deposit. You got to put a whole deposit first. Second, last month's rent down. You need 3 times your rent just to get something decent if you want to be in a safe neighborhood. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And you have to be of a mindset to where you just don't really care about people in order to push something like that. You know what I mean? What up, Nick Wielden? Girl, be there in 10 minutes to take you for margaritas and some salsa dancing. Okay. I don't drink margaritas though, but I appreciate you. That sounds like fun. I ain't been dancing in forever. But y'all, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go wash my arse and get ready to bed. I gotta blow my nose really bad too. I'm trying my best not to swallow it. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there with me and helping me to half-ass exercise. Presidente used to be my thing. Go Kukri. Okay. Not the frozen. El Presidente margarita with the lime and the salt on the rim with an extra 2 shots of tequila. Okay. Don't give me no weak stuff. Okay. My shots was shots. Okay. Y'all looking at a real alky. Hey, listen, every time I went strong. Okay. Y'all would have liked me drinking. Man. Mm-mm-mm. I had a good time. Oh, I had such a good time. I was something else when I was drinking. Yeah. I would just say whatever. If I was still drinking and doing YouTube at the same time, I'm pretty sure I would have way more subs. Yeah. If I got drunk on this live, man, please. Ain't no telling what would have came out of my mouth. Oh, I'm so glad I'm sober. Thank you, Lord. Oh, Lady Di, you still here? Night, night. I gotta text you. I'm gonna text you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I got a couple of things to do, but yeah, I'm gonna text you tomorrow. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Watch for Amazon. No, what you sending me? I owe you something. Don't do it. Why did the Mexican push his wife off the cliff? Tequila. Mm-mm-mm. Blinky and his dad jokes. Hardy har har. What time is it in Australia? Aren't you like 24 hours ahead? Ain't it like, well, it's 24 hours ahead. But the next day. I know it takes 24 hours to get there from here. Ooh, what did that message say? I want to click on it so bad, but then I don't want to get pissed off. So, what did it say, Chelsea Lynn? What was he saying? You know, I'm nosy. So nosy that I found Chelsea's second channel, but I'm not going to say the name. Oh, yeah, it's Tuesday. Well, it's Tuesday now here, technically. What time is it, though? What hour is it? All right. 558 calories. I'm going to do the 560 and has to end at an even number. I like for the time and the number to both be even at the same time. Like if I can get it at 20 minutes and 560, then I'd do that, but I can't. So it's now 2:20 here. 2:20 in the afternoon. Nobody told me. I found it. I looked it up. But I'm not going to say how I looked it up. That way then people will find it. So but yeah, I found it. Oh yeah, you've popped up on like 3 or 4 with your other channel before. But this one doesn't sound anything like the others. So, but yeah, I found it. I was like, okay, that's where she hiding. Okay, okay. And I was gonna subscribe, but you don't want people from this channel to subscribe. So I was like, well, I ain't gonna subscribe then. I could give her an extra subscriber, but she don't want us over there, so I ain't gonna do that. Oh, in the afternoon. Okay. Well, you guys enjoy your night. I'll talk to you guys later. Love ya. God bless.